Good morning, my dear students. Till now, we have learnt the categorization of materials on the basis of their behavior inside the external magnetic field. So, till now, we have learnt about the paramagnetic substances, diamagnetic substances, and ferromagnetic substances. And you know very well how they behave inside the external magnetic field. Now, my dear students, in my current video, I am going to tell you about the very basics of the magnetization, that is magnetization and magnetization vector M vector, because these are the things which you must learn about before learning about the various types of materials that behave differently inside the magnetic field. So let us try to understand first of all what is magnetization and what is magnetization vector M. So now here I have drawn a diagram of a substance which I don't know whether it is a magnetic material or not. Now my dear students, each and every substance in this universe is consisting of atoms. You know that very well. So each this atom would behave as a simple tiny magnetic dipole. So in the absence of the magnetic field, external magnetic field, these tiny dipoles, they are randomly oriented in such a manner that the total magnetic moment, or you can say total magnetization of the vector of the substance is always 0. So here I have shown some dots over here, you can see in the diagram. These dots are simply representing an atom, and this arrow-headed line means a dipole. Mu m1, it means the dipole moment, or you can say magnetic moment of this atom. Mu m2, this is the magnetic moment of this atom. Mu m3, magnetic moment of this third atom, and so on. This is mu mn, magnetic moment of this nth atom. Now my dear students, this is very much clear from this figure that these two magnetic moments are equal and opposite, so they will cancel each other. These two magnetic moments, they are equal and opposite, they will cancel each other, and so on. So in this way, in the absence of external magnetic field, since these dipoles are randomly oriented, giving rise me the net, or you can say average magnetic moment of the material as to be 0. So when this specimen, or you can say when this material or substance is placed in an external magnetic field, what happens? All these tiny dipoles, either they align themselves in the direction of magnetic field strongly, or opposite to the direction of magnetic field, or in the direction of magnetic field weakly. So depending upon their alignment, we can go for paramagnetic, diamagnetic and ferromagnetic materials. So my dear students, here I have shown a sample of ferromagnetic material, because see, you can see over here all the dipoles, they have aligned themselves in the direction of magnetic field strongly. So that means this material has got a strong magnetized material, giving rise to me a net magnetic dipole moment, which is equal to say mu m. So such a process in which all the atoms align themselves in the direction of magnetic field, we can say that the material is magnetized. Alright. So here I have written the same thing over here. Now see, a substance consists of a large number of atoms, and each atom behaves as a tiny magnetic dipole. These magnetic dipoles are randomly distributed in the substance in the absence of magnetic field, as shown in here your figure 1. So thus the net magnetic dipole moment of the material or substance is 0. You can see over here. Now but if the same substance is placed in an external magnetic field, each atom, or you can say each magnetic dipole, tends to align itself in the direction of the field. So the dipole moments of all the dipoles get added, and hence the substance acquires a net magnetization, or you can say net magnetism, or net magnetic dipole moment, as shown in your figure 2. Such a substance is said to be magnetized, and the process by which the substance is magnetized is known as magnetization. So this is the meaning of magnetization, my dear students. Depending upon the magnetization, now you can define a more basic physical quantity which is known as magnetization vector M vector. It is a symbol capital M with a vector arrowhead, or it can be written as intensity of magnetization. So as is suggested by its name, it is the ability of a substance that how much it can be magnetized. Simply it is known as intensity of magnetization, or you can say magnetization vector. So the degree of magnetization of a substance is specified by a vector called magnetization vector M vector. It means how much a material, a given substance can be magnetized. This gives me the strength of magnetization of that vector, means the intensity of magnetization of that material. Alright. Now we can give the specific definition to this M vector. So what is that definition? It is simply the net magnetic dipole moment, means mu M vector, developed in a substance in the presence of external magnetic field. This must be clear over here, that to define M vector you must need presence of the external magnetic field, means in the absence of external magnetic field there will be no M. Alright. So in the presence of external magnetic field, that is per unit. Now see what is per unit volume, means divided by volume of the substance. It is known as magnetization vector M vector. So M vector simply is ratio of the net magnetic dipole moment to the volume of the substance. This simply means the magnetization vector of the given substance. Now you can assign SI units to this M vector. Sign SI units of M. I'll take the magnitude on both sides. See, I will write over here. Now I know what is mu M. It is simply current into area. That means the SI units of mu M is ampere into meter square. Current into area. We have learned this in very first topic of this chapter. And the volume, it is nothing but it measured in meter cube. So M has to be measured in ampere meter square per meter cube. That means ampere per meter. The SI units of M vector is ampere per meter. So in other words, intensity of magnetization can be measured in a substance in terms of ampere per meter. Alright. This is nothing but magnetization vector. Now let us talk of a uniformly magnetized matter. What is a uniformly magnetized matter? My dear students, when a material is available which is homogeneous and isotropic. See, what is the meaning of homogeneous? It means density of the material throughout is same. What is isotropic? It means the properties of the material in all the directions are same. So such a material, when placed in an external magnetic field, it gets magnetized. Due to the alignment of magnetic dipoles, means small tiny atoms of the material in the direction of external magnetic field, and the substance or the material is said to be uniformly magnetized. For such a material, the magnetization vector, means M vector, is same throughout the volume. See, it is M is same throughout the volume. That is why it is named as uniformly magnetized. Means there is a constant magnetization, uniform magnetization inside the material. Alright. Now I have taken such a matter, such a substance whose 1 unit volume has been considered. So I have considered a large substance whose small volume element has been taken. See, this substance has got an area vector ds vector, means length is parallel to x-axis, breadth is parallel to y-axis, whereas thickness is parallel to z-axis. So I have taken a small thickness dz of the material, and through this thickness dz a current I has been sent. So area vector, you know students, it is always acting perpendicular to the plane of the area. This is area vector. For such a material, I can write, consider a piece of matter. So I am not considering the whole matter. I have just taken a piece of that matter. Alright. whose thickness is dz and it is placed in the xy plane and magnetized uniformly along z axis. See, I have taken over here, I have magnetized this matter in the direction of z, means m vector is along z axis. That is, m vector and ds vector are in the same direction because area vector is perpendicular to xy plane and z axis it is perpendicular to xy plane. My m vector is along z axis, that is why m vector and ds vector they are in the same direction. So for such a material, let it acquires a magnetization mu m in the presence of magnetic field. So I can write for such a material m is equal to mu m into v. On cross multiplying, you will get mu m is equal to m into v. But I know volume is always equal to length into area, thickness into area or length into area. My area is ds and thickness is dz. So volume comes out to be thickness into area. So mu m, using this value of v over here, mu m becomes m into ds into dz. If I is the current flowing through the loop of the area ds, we can write it as mu m is equal to I into ds. This is nothing but the definition of mu m. Mu m, the magnetic moment, it is equal to current into area. So now I can compare these two equations. On comparing, I'll get this dz on both sides cancels. I'll get m dz is equal to I, or you can say m is equal to I upon dz. But my dear students, if you remember, in my last chapter, I have told you about the surface current density. It is nothing but the current per unit thickness or current per unit length. M is equal to I upon dz. I upon dz is nothing but the current per unit length, which is known to be surface current density. So I can use this equation 5 here in equation number 4, so that I'll get M is equal to Js. So that means magnetic or magnetization vector M of a uniformly magnetized material, it is always equal to the surface current density, because my dear students, Js also has the units of ampere per meter, current upon length, ampere per meter, and M has also the units of ampere per meter. So both the physical quantities, they are physically as well as unit wise the same. So equation B shows that for a uniformly magnetized matter, the net magnetization vector is equal to the surface current density. My dear students, that's all about the uniformly magnetized matter. I hope you are watching my videos continuously and gaining a lot from these videos. All the best for exams, my dear students. Thank you so much.